Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news. Alright, Browns fans, today we're diving into some pretty significant developments that could reshape the future of this team, and honestly, the entire AFC North. If you've been following the Browns this season, you already know that it's been a roller coaster. After starting 1-4, the mood around Cleveland has been a mix of frustration, hope, and a whole lot of questions about what's next. And one of the biggest talking points lately has been the quarterback situation. We've seen some moves, some rumors, and some shifts that could define the team's direction for the years to come. So, let's break it all down, starting with the latest news on the quarterback depth chart, the recent trade of Joe Flacco, and what that means for the Browns moving forward. First, let's talk about Joe Flacco. Many of you probably already know that Flacco's time in Cleveland was more about veteran presence than long-term plans. When he was signed, it was clear that the Browns saw him as a stabilizing force, a guy who could step in, guide the younger quarterbacks, and provide some veteran leadership in the locker room. But it was also obvious that Flacco wasn't part of the future. The Browns have been quietly grooming their rookie quarterback, Shedeur, who's been making waves through training camp and the early part of the season. Sanders, the young talent out of Colorado, has been viewed as a key piece for Cleveland's future, and many fans have been eager to see him get more reps and a chance to show what he can do at the NFL level. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Just recently, Joe Flacco was traded to the Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, you heard that right, the Browns' division rivals. That trade was announced on a Tuesday, and it sent shockwaves through the fan base. For Browns supporters, it's a bittersweet moment. On one hand, you appreciate Flacco's veteran leadership and the stability he provided, especially during a tumultuous season. On the other hand, it leaves a noticeable gap in Cleveland's quarterback room. With Flacco gone, the Browns are left with only Dillon Gabriel, who's been doing his best but still has to prove himself consistently at this level, and Shedeur, who's been waiting patiently in the wings. This move has sparked a lot of questions. Why didn't Cleveland keep Flacco longer? Why haven't they handed the reins to Sanders, especially after Flacco's departure? Well, the answer appears to be rooted in how the Browns view their rookie quarterback. While Sanders has shown flashes of brilliance and athleticism, the team has been cautious about giving him too much responsibility too soon. They're still evaluating his readiness, especially considering the inconsistent performances they've seen from Gabriel at times this season. The Browns are trying to balance development with immediate results, a tricky tightrope to walk. What makes this situation even more complex is the absence of a seasoned veteran on the active roster now. Bailey Zappe is currently the backup, but let's be honest here, he's only played in about 15 NFL games since entering the league in 2022. That's a relatively small sample size, and it's clear Cleveland isn't overly confident in his capacity to lead this team if needed. So, the question arises, who will step up if Gabriel struggles or Sanders isn't ready to take the full reins? That's where speculation and discussions among fans and analysts really heat up. Some think the Browns might look to bring in another veteran or make a move in the upcoming trade deadline, while others believe Sanders will be given the opportunity to develop and eventually seize the starting role. Now, let's talk about Sanders himself. He's been a fascinating player to watch this season. Coming out of Colorado, he's got a unique skill set, athletic, mobile, with a strong arm and a good football IQ. But he's still raw, and the Browns are aware of that. They've been cautious, as I mentioned, not rushing him into the spotlight, but that doesn't mean they don't see his potential. In fact, after the trade of Flacco, Sanders' value on the team has increased significantly. There's a sense that he could be the future face of Cleveland's quarterbacking, but the team wants to ensure he's fully prepared before making him the unquestioned starter. In recent interviews, Sanders has shown maturity and gratitude towards the veteran leadership he's been receiving. During a recent sit-down with Fox 8, which took place at a car dealership, pretty unconventional, right? Sanders was measured in his responses. Unlike some of the more exuberant or emotional interviews we've seen before, his words reflected a deep appreciation for Flacco'S mentorship. It's clear Sanders recognizes the importance of veteran guidance, especially in a league where experience can make all the difference in tight games and high-pressure situations. This kind of attitude bodes well for his future development, even if he's not yet ready to be the full-time starter. But let's be real, Browns fans, the season is not going the way anyone envisioned. After that 1-4 start, the team faces a lot of soul-searching. The coaching staff, the front office, and the players are all under pressure to find ways to turn things around. And part of that process involves figuring out who will be guiding the team's offense in the coming weeks. Is it Dillon Gabriel, who's shown flashes but also moments of inconsistency, or will the team give Sanders more opportunities to grow, perhaps even sooner than expected? Those are the questions on everyone's mind. The Cleveland Browns have a rich history filled with ups and downs, and this season is no different. But what's encouraging is that the core of the team remains strong. The defense has been a bright spot, with players like Myles Garrett leading the charge, and the running game continues to be solid when healthy. However, it's the quarterback position that remains the biggest question mark. The Browns have invested heavily in this area, and the recent trade of Flacco signals a new chapter, one that might be filled with opportunities for Sanders to step up and prove he belongs in the NFL's elite. Looking ahead, fans are eager to see how the team's strategy unfolds. Will they stick with Gabriel and hope he finds consistency, or will Sanders get more snaps, especially in critical moments? The coaching staff has been intentionally cautious, but ultimately, they know the future hinges on making the right decisions at quarterback. And with the AFC North as competitive as ever, thanks to teams like the Ravens, Bengals, and Steelers, every game counts. Cleveland needs to find stability at the most important position on the field if they want to climb back into playoff contention. Of course, this whole situation also impacts the division. The Bengals, now with Flacco added to their roster, could benefit from having a veteran quarterback behind their offense. It's a move that might give Cincinnati some added stability in critical moments. For Cleveland, the challenge is to develop their young talent, to give Sanders the reps he needs, and to build a cohesive team that can compete at the highest level. It's a delicate balancing act, developing young players while trying to win now, and it's one that will define the direction of the franchise in the months ahead. Now, I want to circle back to Sanders himself. Despite the challenges, there's a sense of optimism around his potential. The Browns see him as a player with high upside, and his work ethic has been praised by coaches. The fact that he's been respectful and appreciative of veteran players like Flacco only adds to his profile as a future leader. Browns fans, you should be excited about the raw talent he possesses, but also patient. He's still learning, still growing, and the NFL is the ultimate test of patience and perseverance. As we look at the bigger picture, this entire situation underscores how much the Browns are in a period of transition. They're trying to find that perfect formula, balancing veteran leadership with rookie development, aiming for immediate results while building for the future. It's not easy, especially with a season that's already had its share of setbacks. But if there's one thing Browns fans know well, it's resilience. This team has faced adversity before, and with the talent they have, like Myles Garrett anchoring the defense, they can certainly turn things around. And it's worth mentioning that the coaching staff has been emphasizing growth and learning, especially for their young quarterbacks. They're giving Sanders a platform to showcase his skills, but also giving him the time to develop at his own pace. That's crucial because rushing a young quarterback into action before he's ready can sometimes backfire. The Browns are aware of that, and they're trying to get it right. So, fans, what does all this mean moving forward? Well, it means that the quarterback position will continue to be a focal point in the coming weeks. The trade of Flacco may have been a necessary move, but it also signals that Cleveland is committed to developing Sanders and giving him a real shot at the starting job. The road ahead isn't easy, but the potential is there. This season might not be the one where the Browns make a deep playoff run, but it could very well be the season where they set the foundation for future success. In the big picture, Cleveland's focus remains on building a competitive team that can contend for championships. The AFC North is tough, and every game is a battle, but the Browns have the talent and the resilience to fight through adversity. The young quarterbacks, Gabriel and Sanders, are at the heart of that future, and how they handle these challenges over the next few weeks will be critical. The coaching staff's approach, the team's unity, and the fans' unwavering support will all play a role in shaping what's next. So, Browns fans, keep the faith, stay optimistic, and keep cheering for your team. The season may be turbulent now, but football is a game of patience and perseverance. We've seen teams turn things around before, and there's no reason Cleveland can't do the same. The future is bright, and the journey is just beginning. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, this is just the start of what could be an exciting new chapter for the Cleveland Browns. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all these developments? Do you believe Sanders has what it takes to be the future of Cleveland's quarterback position? Or do you think the team should bring in another veteran to stabilize things? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. Keep supporting your team, stay passionate, and let's keep this Browns family strong. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.